I learned that music was not just music. It was history, nations and politics. It was social sciences, the class system, livery, patronage, and the sale of manual labour, comparative religion and languages, the mathematic, division of the Pythagorean scale, and the extraordinary things that collective human effort could produce. That music was a way of approaching the world, not just as a way of passing tests. It made learning desirable and attainable.
Kiss me, my sweet, it's the loveliest night of the year.
Shall we dance? On a bright cloud of music shall we fly?
We felt it was important to bring a professional show with 3 musicians, we're 2 singers and a pianist, and take a theatrical event to people in care situations in order that they could enjoy the same cultural pleasures that other people would have in the community.
Born free, as free as the wind blows.
London pride means our own dear town to us.
A lot of people are very frail, they're unable to go to the theatre, so by bringing a very colourful event, we're able to provide a service that is unique.
Availing their glory, those chariots of fire.
The programme is called Chariots of Fire, a project which we're working on at the moment with Merton to connect older people with the Olympics.
Great Olympians,
Because we're working with older people, we try and revive memories by producing music that would evoke happy times in their lives, if you like.
It's still the same old story.
Sometimes they just stand up and dance. And, oh, I remember that song when my husband and I were dating.
The music literally brings them back to life again. People speak and sing who have not been able to do this for years, and even the staff are absolutely amazed at what happens. There is a constant demand for these concerts, and we're always being phoned by managers at previous centres who ask us for repeat visits.
It's brilliant to see the station brightened up. It makes a real change to the morning to see something so creative.
I think the mosaic's lovely. It's really colourful. It's a nice change to look at that rather than a brick wall. So yeah, well done.
As you spend more time watching it, you notice the ladybird, the stag beetle, the butterflies and the flowers.
Having the mural and the station facelift has really cheered a lot of people that use the station up.
I think it fits in quite nicely with the area. The station is set in quite a leafy green area with Mitcham Common.
The colours are beautiful, they're really bright. It just changes the place totally.
I think it's really lovely. I think I like it sort of reflects the slightly more rural area, and I like the birds.
And it's a pity that there's not more projects like this around.
I think people come to the Casey Centre because of the lovely surrounds here. We've got a really nice building, really nice gardens.
Wow, okay. I'm here because I was invited by Merton's art unit. Usually I photograph celebrities, or I do documentary stories, but I really believe in letting just the general public experience a white backdrop put up with some lighting put there, and trying to capture what actually goes on here, the energy.
And today has been great because there's all different activities, especially lots of health activities.
As you can see, I'm quite hot and sweaty. I've just come out of a Zumba class.
Great, let's try that again.
But when they get to do something like this, even just once a week, it makes such a difference.
When you see the people and you see their faces, you'll see such a mix of ages, races.
We have a tea and coffee morning, so we get a chance to sort of all just relax a little bit and get to know each other.
From, let's say, 9 in the morning to at least 6, 7 in the evening, the amount of traffic in terms of people who use this centre is amazing.
And we've just taken a group photo and some individual photos for the Merton website.
And get everyone like just really having fun with making their silly moves, silly Zumba moves and stuff.
There's been a real want to be photographed, and it's like most celebrities, it's part of their job to be photographed. But for the general public, to have somebody else come and photograph you.
What do I look like? Oh my God.
Imagine going to your local centre, you look on the wall and you see your picture there. People feel part of something. They feel valued.
Which I hope will encourage others to come and do some of the exercises here and find out what else is going on in Merton.
If you catch the kids early enough, art can be an integral part of their growing up process and their culture. But art has a very specific purpose, that it brings people together.
And I'm at the Wimbledon Rackets Club. I'm doing a week's badminton course here.
Step onto your racket leg, look, step and play.
At the moment we're doing some drop shots and how to return them back to our partners.
Come, good girl.
We learn how to do the forehand shot and the backhand shot over the net to make it tumble, so it's harder for the opponent to reach it.
We see what the teacher says and we work and improve to build up our badminton skills.
And back, and on your backhand, step.
It's been really fun and we've been able to play badminton with loads of different people of different levels.
We just have fun, learn new skills and make lots of friends. The mayor's here today to watch us. I really hope that she enjoys what we're doing.
So she's come here to provide support for everyone to see how everything's doing. I think I'd like to do more of this type of stuff because it gets me involved, it's activities and it's fun.
We've had great partnership with the arts development team over the years in all sorts of ways, certainly collaborating in terms of pooling ideas for projects and ways into perhaps organisations and groups that Merton Music Foundation hasn't previously worked with. I have to say also the funding has been tremendously useful. Over the last year, we've worked particularly on a huge project, Music is for Life, where we brought together around 1,500 young musicians from Merton, and we took the most amazing evening of music and arts to the Royal Albert Hall.
For the first 35-40 minutes, they've been going through a lot of ball handling and dribbling and just becoming very familiar with the basketball, so they develop good feel for the basketball.
I want you to say what you're doing. Waist, knees, pass.
Round my waist, step forward and pass. Round your waist, step forward and pass.
Good game, good game.
Down here first, round the waist and pass.
I'm really grateful for Merton Council bringing this because it's taken a lot of students off the street. It's helping the community because if they're not doing this, they're probably doing something else which isn't great. So I think it's really good.
Keep your hand up, keep your hand up.
I love basketball and I love this place because it's really fun to play basketball here.
And they're teaching us ball handling, how to shoot, passing.
Later on we'll be going through a lot of stations, doing defensive stuff, shooting, more dribbling, working on their footwork as well.
Take 2 dribbles, right? My second step is underneath the basket.
See how my foot's now facing this way?
I think they'll be teaching us how to shoot different type of shots.
Back foot. 1, 2, left, wrong footwork. Up. Right. That's only one step.
Practice throwing the balls, basketballs in the hoop.
1, 2, footwork. Put it up. Come on.
The social scheme of things, you know, are brilliant. You've got some kids from other side of South London coming down here. You know, we're reaching kids far and wide, which is good.
If this wasn't here today, I'll just be sitting down watching TV at home, eating.
The social aspects of things going on in London right now, having kids travel to play basketball, you know, is what it's all about. You know, creating good harmony amongst kids.
Jill Hall and the Friends of South Park Gardens were asked to get more young people into the park, and consequently we were asked if we would put on a music festival for young people there.
Well, today is the South Park Gardens annual music festival. It's funded by Merton Council and it's just good.
Merton Council have been fantastically supportive, particularly Ash Akhtar, who has not only distributed our publicity to all the libraries, to all the schools in the borough, so that we have the opportunity to get both the privileged schools and the underprivileged schools to take part in the festival, but also he has given us the Arts Development Grant, without which we wouldn't be able to run the festival or certainly not take it forward.
The sound was pretty good, and it's a really cool place to do a show. You've got John Kennedy over there, who's told us to send him in some stuff, and so that's really cool to get some good exposure like that.
Yeah, it's good to like meet other bands and make contacts with like local musicians, and it's really helpful to have good equipment to make your sound really good.
I think it's quite inspirational to be here because it's good seeing all these young people play, which is nice.
The idea of the festival really is to get young performers who are too young to perform in pubs or on the regular music circuit in London a chance to perform live and get their music heard.
We'd probably just be in Wimbledon, but there isn't much to do, so we were just like came here and we have more stuff to do.
We've had the opportunity to play here at 6:30 for 25 minutes, and we're playing 5 of our own songs. It was great to play to a big number of people. Great atmosphere, really. This kind of event is exactly what you need for young people to get involved with. Music is the foundation of teenage life and life in general, and to encourage young people to get involved with bands and to perform is one of the greatest things.
In the festival here in Wimbledon and the park is very nice!
Woo! Top the guitar.
Well, it was a good opportunity, so we really enjoyed it,
To be frank, I'm better off ignorant, the way I don't have to listen to your arrogance. I'ma go ahead if I'm a paradise, cause I know I'll make it one time or another.
We have been very lucky that John Kennedy, XFM DJ, is a local resident, and he's been very supportive of us. So he hosts for us on the day, which sort of really brings the event up to a much higher level.
Hold up, is this going on telly?
It took so long for you to realize crowd never be on your side.
Because we also get great opportunities like being played on XFM like we did last year. So
and there's not many gigs you can play in front of like so many people here, so it's amazing.
Yeah, and the CD that you get put on is like good to have your song on a CD that a lot of people are going to buy.
There aren't that many events in South Park Gardens,
but this is an event that is specifically for the younger people, and a lot of the bands that we've heard from this afternoon have been really very good.
I love you, council. Thank you for letting us get a day of school, a couple days of school. We love inset days. What is this? What is this? It's a camera.
What you have for breakfast, what you're having for tea, about your hurt back or your aching knee.
We give these young performers the confidence to move their music forward. Last year, Mallory Tor performed at our festival. Since then, she's gone on to get into the last 10 of Live and Unsigned UK, which is a national unsigned music competition with 10,000 entries. In 2 weeks' time, she's performing at the O2.
From Merton, a back single somersault straight 1 metre. 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5.
I'm in the diving for Merton, and I'm really pleased because they've picked me, and that must mean I'm like better than other Merton people, so it means a lot, yeah. I would like to go to nationals. I did that a few years ago, and I would like to do it again because it's a very good opportunity and you meet loads of friends. They've just encouraged me. And
If the divers for the next event, which is the senior boys event, could get ready. Representing Merton, Adam Beecroft.
I'm Adam, and I'm diving at the London Youth Games for Merton. It feels great to be diving for Merton, and it helps a lot with confidence diving in sort of a London event against so many other people.
There's just this table of amazing things that you can create, and just get the materials and just stick whatever you like on. Well, I like putting on my glitter, and I got gold, blue and purple, and then I just sprinkled them on, and then I got a piece of tissue paper. First I was thinking of a normal rosette, which would be a bit boring, but then someone told me about a dream catcher, and it's a type of bird. This is how it looks when I wear it. It's really fun sticking everything on because you can do whatever you like. We can make any card, like a thank you, a happy birthday. And this card is for my mum, to thank her for looking after my life.
And they loved parachute game.
Yeah, they really enjoyed that, didn't they?
Yeah, running in and out.
Running around.
Pretending that they were a fruit salad.
Isn't it cool?
Oh, that's good.
It's a boots.
Ooh! Are you going to put laces on there in black? That would look good.
What laces? Can you find me some?
Boot laces. No, you can draw them on.
What's a boot?
It's a boot that you wear. So you could do laces and holes.
Can you draw a bow for the things? I already know how to draw a bow. I tried to stick a star on, but it didn't really work. And I'm really good at drawing horses, so I thought of drawing a reindeer. The teachers, they really care about us a lot. Whenever we do a mistake, they just find out a way to make it a bit more better. I just folded up, I got a big piece of paper, or it's like, and then I just tied a knot around here. This is my favourite one, and it did take me quite a long time to just finish it off. So they had to measure my neck to see how long it was.
Let's go.
But really what it's all about today is children, our young children, our future, getting them involved at street level in a beneficial way, in a proper way, to do with fitness and athletics. And you can't have a bigger iconic star than Linford Christian. He's here talking to the kids who are going to take part in a 60-metre race. And this presages the Olympic Games coming to London.
With everybody here with Linford. Come over here to meet Linford.
That's all they think I did. That's a big shirt you're wearing, William.
Put your shirts on, come on.
They all want to win, and it's about Merton winning with their kids.
I hope to come at least in the top 3. It's a bit worrying. We're doing a 60-metre race.
We're doing 50 metres.
And I hope to come 2nd or 3rd, at least.
Our youngsters, they come out, they engage, put something on for them, and they come and they serve us well.
Everyone right up to this little... That's it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yay! One more for Felix Ray.
Another one.
We've met a famous runner.
What it really is just to try and engage disengaged kids through sport.
What are you doing? Are you going to race? Tell him what you're going to do. So we're going to run. Yay!
Hello! Hello! That's better. The kids are going to run 60 metres. There's going to be 5 age group, and it starts from the very young to the under 20s. And Nicole's going to explain to you some rules. We're going to have rules because if we don't have rules, we're going to have chaos.
We're going to run 4 people at once, OK? So if everyone goes back behind these little signs...
So, are you scared? Yeah, I'm cold. No, I'm not really scared. I'm quite scared.
One second. Wait. Steady! And we take the first 3 in each age group, the fastest 3 kids in each age group, we take them to Manchester for September the 11th, where it'll be the national final. And what they'll do, they'll meet kids from all the other cities that we've been to, and they'll race out. The top 3 kids in there will get prizes, plus they get an opportunity, the winners, to go forward next year to maybe one of the Grand Prix or whatever, so they can meet the likes of Usain Bolt if he's around, Asafa Powell, you know, some of the guys who are the fastest in the world. They better behave, the discipline and everything else that comes with it. And top of it all, they are 100% healthier.
Really good. Fine.
Polka's been here since 1979. That's when it opened its doors. And it's been part of the local community, really, for over 30 years. So the shows that we put on are both for schools and for families here. And from really young, actually. We start some of our performances for children as young as 6 months old, up to about ages of 13. So that's part of what we do. But also we have a whole thriving education programme. And another thing that we've set up recently over the last couple of years is we've got a community engagement programme as well in Mitcham. And we're very kind of keen to make sure that this theatre also plugs into and represents the whole of the borough, not just kind of Wimbledon. And it's also a free resource. I mean, when people obviously come and see shows, they buy a ticket to come and see a show. But the building itself is somewhere that kind of any of the families in the local area can come and use for free at any time. Where we rely on several areas of support, I suppose. One, obviously, is financial, and we really appreciate and value the continued support that the council gives us through their kind of grant. But also it's advice and it's connections and it's networking as well.
We're playing golf here today and it's great fun. The staff are very friendly.
If I went this far back, this far through, do you think that's going to go to number 1? Or do you think it's going to go too short or too far? What do you think?
We're learning how to hit the ball if you make a dent in the grass, how you can fix the dent.
When the ball hits the ground, it can make a crater.
Has anyone seen what that's like when it happens? Onion, it probably, as you say, it probably is a little soft at the moment, but and not too long with the stroke. Back, through. Whoa! Well done.
How to do short range and long range shots, and how to do pitching and hitting out of the bunker. You're
going to stand with your feet close together. Grips the same as before. Small swings, brush the grass. And just a little bit in the air, and it's going to roll.
If you hit it straight to number 4.
Number 14.
Well, first it's quite unlikely.
It is on a hill.
Roll, turn. Oh.
and we've learned a lot about how to grip the club and hit the ball.
Do not go into a longer swing all of a sudden, because otherwise these windows will be in danger, okay?
I've improved greatly today, and yeah, it's really fun. It's a good hobby to do in your free time.
3, 2, 1.
That love of arts and what it has meant to me in my life really suggested that I might start this international Wimbledon Music Festival. Every single one of the events we're bringing are with major international artists. I'm very pleased to have the support and backing of Merton arts development people. Ash, in particular, has been really inspiring and helping us to get to the wider community, because I think that music and the arts can have a really profound and wonderful effect. This is the planning schedule, which is almost complete for 2012, when we're doing a musical Olympiad.
My trajectory is of no concern to thee.
People don't get together really as communities anymore, and this is an event where people kind of come out, and it's a great mix. There were at least 17 different nationalities that I spoke to.
I went there to have some banana shake, and I went on the bike.
Shoulders, that's it.
If you have all these every day...
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Pineapple.
What is this anyway? I'm working overtime.
That's it, just relax your shoulders. That's it, that's nice, yeah.
This is very good, you know. It's better than Coca-Cola.
There we go. So this one is banana and raspberry, okay?
Tasty.
It's really important that we do community shows to show that what we're about, who we're about, and also it's really lovely for the kids to really enjoy it and see their family and friends watching them and get all the support that they wouldn't necessarily get if they were performing elsewhere outside the community. It's really important, especially for the older kids. I do a mentoring scheme where I help them turn a passion into a career and mentor them to become teachers, choreographers or dance teachers.
If you don't shoot, then I'm supposed to hold it. I give my gun away when it's loaded.
You never know what you're going to get, but you always have a lot of fun. You get a lot of surprises. Today we've had some lovely singers.
And we actually had the world champion Elvis impersonator. This guy has done Vegas.
We're caught in the trap. I walk out because I love you too much.
I hope it brought back memories of good old songs that they heard years ago. He had that feeling, he felt it, and when he sang it, you could tell that he meant every word he said.
Lord, help me smile, another smile, just one more smile. You know I just can't.
I've been on a stall for gardening and for the comrades, and I've been doing golf, and it's been really fun.
We've really been taking golf to new people today. We've had a lot of people that have never played the game before. They're just all really grown today, and obviously there's going to be some points and prizes, so I'm really looking forward to handing out some prizes later on. Obviously got vouchers and things to give away.
Here we've been playing golf, and it's been fun activities. There's collards over there.
You've got 7 days, and all is faith. 7 days to get out of the maze. Get out of the maze.
Merton Council, yeah, they made a good cause for putting this all together for the young youths around the estate, and it turned out all right, really.
For the Pollard's community,
you know, getting everyone together to help the community in it, innit?
I think you should do it again still. It's good to see everyone out all together.
And is this the way it's really going down? Is this how we say goodbye? I should've known better when you came around that you were gonna make me cry. Now you're breaking my heart, so what you run around? 'Cause I know that you're living a lie. That's okay, baby, 'cause in time you will find.
I was trying to do face painting, but I was tired, so I went on that spin-about thing.
What goes around, goes around, goes around, comes all the way back around. What goes around, goes around, goes around, comes all the way back around.
Really appreciate Merton Council having us here today. I think it's a brilliant cause. Getting the community together, that's what it's all about, and if Merton Council can do that, then we think it's brilliant.
Obviously, when resources are scarce, things like the arts and leisure activities can sometimes be seen as a bit of a luxury. I make the point that those things aren't luxuries. Having something that sparks your imagination, that comes and excites you, that creates an experience that you remember for years after. Those shared activities, I think, are really, really vital.
But the participation in a group, I think, is something that really must be encouraged.
If polka weren't here, that would really, I think, be damaging for just the quality of life in the local borough.
Engagement in really high quality arts and music activities build your brain differently. So literally you build up different sets of pathways and you end up with young people who think more imaginatively, more coherently.
It's going to give other people the knowledge of what's going on in different parts of the borough and also the different communities that are here. So let's say you go onto a website and you read about, you see the pictures about what this centre is doing, it may well inspire another centre to think, okay, you know, this is something we can do. When local people remember and think, oh yeah, I remember that, that's what we did in 2011, and they can show it to their children, and it'll be a memory, and that creates legacy.
We would like our clients to know what is available in the community that they can have it.
The pillow that you dream on. Culture will always play a part in our lives because without it we would be paupers.
When the families ring up and say, my mum's changed, my dad's changed, that's when we know the work we do here is working.